Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the Pixelists. I'm Will, and today I'm wondering, did we see Vol'antim in episode 64? Now you might be saying, what's Vol'antim? Well, it's a city mentioned in the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount that sounds really familiar. And I quote, "The hidden cliffside settlement of Volantium is nestled deep within the heart of the Sirios Mountains, tucked beneath an unreachable mountain precipice that soars over 1,000 feet in the air over jagged rocks and brush. The community is home to Arakoa who live in a relative seclusion. Few ever see these Arakoa as they keep to the Sirios Mountains and watch intently for guests." Alright, now that you've got that background info, let's take a look at how Matt describes the place they teleport to.
Wait, where are we?
Yeah,
And
I
actually,
don't... Oh, no.
as you kind of vision comes in, happen to figure out lighting cues on this, the wind catches you as you find yourselves standing amongst an elevated mountain township. You know, in focusing on Drusar and the spires in which civilization is built around the rock, you see yourself standing in a similar space. But instead, you stand at the precipice of a rock cliff that just drops down off the side of a massive mountain into hundreds and hundreds of feet below some sort of forest and a massive mountain range that just curls out in all directions around you.
Alright, so far so good, but in addition to the sprawling mountain range, Matt does mention a forest, so let's see if that checks out for Volantim. And as you can see here, the Sirios Mountains are surrounded on nearly all sides by forest, so checks out. Alright, let's move on to the next description that we have. For generations, they have carved their homes into the mountain cliffs. There are over 100 caves adorned with colorful banners that mark the entrances to the tunnels. The tunnels twist into vast caverns which houses the town proper. Only accessible via flight, each entrance bears a small shelf or lip for arrival, often bearing banners or thatched decor to signify what is found within.
You kind of pull back and hold yourself there and look up, and you can see there are these homesteads that are built into the sides of the rock around you, and there are what looks to be like gathered bits of thatch and stick and carvings. This is definitely a society built into a rock, similar to your intent of Drusar, but not quite where you intended to be.
Where does
I
this
haven't seen this part of Drusar.
does it look familiar at all? Like, do we have an idea of if we even landed on Marquette?
Based on the fact that it's the same time of day as where you left, which was early-ish morning in Wildmount, it's similar time of day. So you gather,
Nope.
probably not Marquette.
Oh fuck.
Alright, still so far so good for this to be Volantim, but it could just be any old Arakoan city. We need to figure out if this lines up to be specifically Volantim. So we do have a soft confirmation that they are still on Wildmount due to the time of day not having changed since they teleported. It's at this point that Christian, as Frida, decides to do a perception check to see if he can figure out where they are.
It's a 29.
Oh.
It's a 29.
Yeah.
So you, from standing up here or at this section, looking around below, you can see the mountain ranges just continue off for an incredible distance. You begin to see in the distance of one direction, very, very far on the horizon, a large body of water like an ocean. You kind of follow the mountain range here. You look at where the sun is. You get a sense. Make a survival or a nature check for me as well, as part of contributing to where you can figure out where you might be.
That is a 10.
10. Hard to pick out the specifics of it, but you do glance over to the left to kind of look off to the side, and you can see snow-covered mountain ranges far away that almost looks like the Flotcat Alps, but it's like way on the horizon, which means that you're somewhere on Wildmount still, but you are deep in a mountain range, probably to the far southwest of where you left.
Cool.
So everything really seems to be lining up, including Matt saying that they are seemingly to the southwest of where they teleported from, and Malaismere is to the northeast of Volantim, so that would line up as well. Only other thing is the Arakoa of Volantim are characterized by being isolationist, secretive, and mistrusting of visitors, which that is exactly how these are characterized.
How did you know where this is?
We don't. I don't even know where we are right now. We were trying to get to Drusar. Yeah.
We do not know of this Drusar, but you cannot stay here.
We don't want to. We don't even want to stay. We just want to get out of here as fast as we can.
The air is very thin. If we could get much, much lower in a controlled descent manner.
Another one goes, oh, that can be definitely.
You calm down.
You see the general puts his hand up once more. We can agree if what you say is true. We will darken your eyes and leave you a ways from here, so you know not where you came from or how to return. The captain, standing there, shield in one hand, spear down, looking at the rest of you, goes, if you return on sight, you will be torn limb from limb.
Okay, understood. Just any warnings about the area? We don't know where we are.
Good. Keep it that way.
Now, I know some of you are probably like, okay, Will, like, we get it. We believed you 4 minutes ago, so what if it's Volantim? Like, who cares? What's the point? And the point is that it's just cool, And I think the fact that it went explicitly unsaid by Matt makes it that much more cool. Exandria is a living, breathing world, and Matt has made it feel that way since the beginning. But it's things like this that really make that next level for me. Matt could have easily, and a lesser DM, aka me, could have easily told the table after the fact, or even during, been more explicit with it to be this is a hidden city of Arakoa, or Icefura, which they're calling them now, thanks to copyright reasons, I think. Bird people. But he didn't. He just left that between the lines for people who know to see, and otherwise, it'll be, gone with the wind. But it also begs the question of what could have happened. Obviously, they got their blindfolds and got the heck out of there. And aside from combat breaking out, it just makes me curious, what could they have learned in that city? What potential plot threads were there? Because it's interesting, in the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, it says that these people are devout followers of the Wild Mother. And given everything going on with the gods and the solstice, it just would have been really interesting to get this, isolated population's perspective on what was going on here. And again, this is all just pointless to even speculate on because they left and it's, again, gone with the wind. But it's just fascinating to think about. And, if you're watching this video, you're probably the person that thinks it's fascinating to think about as well. But in addition to all of that, I said we would get some, patented Pixelists theory crafting dust. And to that, I will say, it's interesting to think about why a group of Arakoa would be isolationist, living on this mountain and, doing everything in their power to keep it secret and to keep outsiders out. Now, there's a plethora of reasons, literally infinite, that this could be the case. But a really interesting one to think about is, what if this society was started by Cerrit, or even Cerrit's descendants? If he wasn't the one to start it, but his bloodline or his legacy eventually led to this. Because it's very easy to think of why someone like Cerrit would want to kind of escape and insulate himself and his loved ones from the world. So, fast forward a couple hundred years and maybe you get this place, So that's kind of my headcanon until it's proven otherwise. Let me know what you guys think. And I hope you enjoyed this video. For those of you that are, familiar with the channel, we talk lots of Critical Role, including doing a podcast each and every week discussing the episode. But this type of video, brand new for the channel. Never done a little vignette about a specific little theory or tidbit. So if you like this, you would like to see more videos like this, let me know. And even if you have some specific ideas, let me know. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching.